The data. Every bet you make should start with the data. You are looking for situations where the price set by the bookmaker does not accurately reflect what the data tells you.
You can never have enough sources of data. The more data you can find that supports your stance, the better, and you should always be wary of data that contradicts the conclusion you've already come up with. Don't get too attached to an opinion before you've vetted both sides. Playing devil's advocate with yourself is a great way of determining how much confidence you have in your own stance. No bet is always better than a bad bet.
You always need to make sure that the sample size, the amount of data you have, is large enough to provide you with an accurate picture of what's happened in previous games.
Over time, you'll develop an understanding of what statistics are the best at predicting future outcomes and which statistics don't really help you in building your own price.
It is essential that you don't rely purely on the statistics of one team. You need to study the whole picture.
Finally, once you have the data portion of your work completed on the game, then you need to consider external factors that may affect your outcomes. Motivation, the weather and playing conditions, previous events between the two sides and player injuries all bear a heavy load on the outcome of the game you're betting on.
Your price. Once you have your data, it's time to build your own price. Having all these stats and hit rates in front of you allows you to form a probability of something that has or hasn't happened before happening in the game you're targeting.
As an example, if you're looking at a game of football, both teams involved have played 20 games each. If both teams have had 16 games each, where there have been at least 10 total corners in their game, that's an 80% hit rate. That 80% hit rate gives you implied odds of 1.25. The link to calculating implied odds will be in the description. We definitely recommend adding it to your toolbar.
Their price. This part is both simple and very important. You have to line shop. You have to make sure that you've checked all the bookmakers you can bet at to get the best price possible. This is the easiest way to find value in the first place.
Value. Essentially, for your bet to be profitable, the price you have come up with needs to be lower than the price offered by the book. That extra money the book are paying you is your value.
You cannot see into the future. You can never be too sure how accurate your price actually is, especially when you're new to sports betting. So the more discrepancy between your price and the book's price, the better. You don't want to find yourself having to extract small amounts of value from very efficient markets.
We would not recommend making a value bet when the book's price is, for the sake of an example, 1.90 in decimal odds compared to your price of 1.88. You'd rather be making a bet where you think the price should be 1.75 compared to the book's 1.90. This gives you not only more expected value but also a higher margin for error.